Let's welcome back my good buddy, Devin Carney. Dev, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Gary.
Tell me about this new oversight committee.
So the thing is, at least right now, I mean, it's sort of a work in progress as far as I can tell. So we haven't had our first organizational meeting yet, and I did speak with the chair, but the idea certainly is government oversight of state agencies, quasi-public, working with the state auditors, oversight over elections enforcement, oversight over freedom of information. So really a lot of the inner workings of government, and hopefully, like I said, working with the auditors, so there'll be some people in the legislature that actually read those reports and can make recommendations to make government more efficient, hopefully, and the legislature and the governor will be on board.
What are the goals of this committee?
In my view, I think the goals should be holding agencies accountable where appropriate and making recommendations for efficiency, making recommendations to reduce waste, and things like that. Similar, to the DOJ committee at the federal government. I mean, obviously, the key difference is that is a Republican administration and this is a Democrat one. So, I'm not sure how, successful some of the Republicans may be in Connecticut in pushing for more efficiency and possibly cutting more waste in certain areas. But we'll be able to at least highlight them and have information to back us up.
Who's the ranking senator on this?
It's Rob Sampson.
Oh, okay. Well, you and Rob will work very well together.
Yeah.
And who are the House and Senate chair?
The House chair is Lucy Dathan. She is from New Canaan. And the Senate chair is, she's brand new from Trumbull. I may not be saying her name completely correctly. It's Senator Goddard Wilcox.
Yeah, whose seat was that? Whose seat was that? That
was Marilyn Moore's.
Oh, okay. Of course, I knew Marilyn. Yeah, everybody knew. Everybody liked Marilyn, actually. Okay, so it's similar. It's just oversight on agencies and holding them accountable. Is would that be a correct depiction of this?
Yeah, I mean that's the idea, and we will have legislation, so we will have some public hearings about bills. I'm not sure what those bills will be, but they'll be around the issue of government oversight and probably administration and things like that. But I'm looking forward to it and seeing what the committee can accomplish.
How about saving the taxpayer money?
Well, exactly. And if we can hold some of these agencies accountable, we can hopefully reduce their budgets where appropriate, reduce the overall budget, and yes, lead to reducing taxes.
So is this a pilot, or is this a temporary, and let's just see how it goes, or is this a permanent committee that will go on into the foreseeable future?
As far as I can tell, it is a permanent committee that will go on for the foreseeable future. I think also, I mean, when you were there was the program review and investigations committee, and I think this committee will be doing some of that stuff too. So really deep investigations into certain areas.
I'd like to know what you're going to have hearings on. What kind of bill proposals would come out of this particular committee? I'm curious
Probably
to know that.
Anything related to transparency, because we do have oversight over the Freedom of Information Commission. So things to do with transparency in different agencies, any changes to elections enforcement from an administrative perspective, probably not from a financial perspective, like in terms of grants and things like that. And then, any changes to the inner workings of a particular agency. Again, not based on what that agency does, but how that agency operates.
All right. So I've got some there's a state issue. I don't know if this would fall under what your new committee, this new oversight committee. It was from the Connecticut Insider. It's a news story there. There was an audit regarding the Connecticut Public Defender's Office that spent $22,000 on meeting featuring unlimited clam chowder and pony rides, and there were state Department of Education had these steak dinner, and I'm not talking little flank steaks. I'm talking fillets and porterhouses and would that fall under the purview of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly we can ask those questions. And, I mean, it does have to do with the operation. Again, it doesn't have to do with the charge of that particular agency or commission, but really, like I said, the operation of it. So I think we could ask those questions for sure and see, why did you spend this money? Could you have spent less money? Particularly, I mean, and there's even larger things. I mean, the two you mentioned, the public defender's office, the chief public defender was it did not do a good job, and she was basically fired. But it took a while. So again, that would be something, and she was making a lot of money, to look at, what was the process there? And same thing with the state university system. There's a lot of high salaries. We don't know what people do, and what's going on there is really sad. While UConn is increasing enrollment, the state university system and our community colleges, which is under that, are losing enrollment. So,
well, yeah, I mean, there's talk about the state university system. The head of the Connecticut's largest college system is facing criticism over a lot of these spending perks. This is yet they'll go ahead and they'll hike tuition, And I just going right back to those $60 steaks. Was it Chancellor Terrence Chang's expenditures from his hiring back in July of 2020 or 2021 through just last year? The report highlighted some expensive meals, these $60 steaks, $490 chauffeured rides, and just questionable spending altogether.
Oh, absolutely.
There was an audit that found that the president of Charter Oak State College, one of the schools in the Connecticut State University system, charged $500,000 on his credit card over the course of several different transactions for marketing money. What the hell is that?
That's a good question. and that's something, we need to uncover and get an explanation for. And like I said, I mean, hold these people accountable for what they're doing. They're working for the taxpayer. They're working the state university system for those students paying tuition. And everybody deserves to have transparency and, to get what they pay for, which is not waste. And the government, everybody knows, can spend whatever the heck they want. I mean, there's a spending cap, but I mean, really, there's really no checks, especially over the state university.
I'm looking at another report. There's a report that highlights concerns about Southern Connecticut State University's interim president, Dwayne Smith. He spent almost double of what the aforementioned Chancellor Chang spent, but in a lesser period of time, for services including car washes, dry cleaning, as well as tickets to a Yale University football game. And boy, he's living high on the hog on the taxpayer's dollar. I'm starting to like your committee more and more. Let's take a look at this with a lot more, I guess, eyes on everything that they're doing. There's got to be accountability, Dev.
Absolutely. There really does. And, we deserve to have, Chancellor Chang come and tell us about all of this and be able to ask him questions. And like I said, hold him accountable, and hopefully it will make a difference in what some of these agency heads are doing.